hello everybody, and welcome to Vinyl Treasures. I'm your host, Johnny G. John Galindo, coming to you live each and every Monday, only here at 1 p.m., 1 to 3:30 p.m. Welcome to the Vinyl Treasures show on this July 17, 2023. Very hot day again today here in New York City, but we're back here to count down the Relic Records Survey of 1958 as voted by collectors. And we opened up with a 1958 instrumental there. This instrumental, released in January 58 by saxophonist Noble Thin Man Watts, came out on Sol Rabinowitz's Baton record label. That's his third of 7 on Baton, called Blast Off. And this was a follow-up to his biggest hit. You might know his biggest hit, released in October of 57, called Hard Times the Slop. That was a cool record. But this one from January 58, Noble Thin Man Watts on Baton. The song is called Blast Off. Let's blast off here with the countdown. I will announce those that have voted a record number 1. I don't think there's many today. I think there's only 2. I think next week we're going to get into a lot of people that have started voting number 1. But we started off with today's 1958 countdown. Number 185, coming in at 55 points. This singer, born in Fort Worth, Texas, but moved to LA, California in 1948. Now, in 1950, he was instrumental with forming a group called The Flames, aka the Hollywood Flames. His real name, Bobby Bird, but he recorded as Bobby Day. In 1957, he signed with Leon Renee's Class record label along with his group called The Satellites. The Satellites included members of the Hollywood Flames, David Ford, Curly Dickens, and Earl Nelson. They backed him up on this recording that comes in at number 185. And this is their 4th release on the Class label. This was the group's, or I should say his biggest hit, number 4 on Cashbox, number 2 on Billboard, coming in at number 185 as we open up the countdown with 55 points from May 58. Bobby Day on Class. Let's hope I don't get a copyright issue with this. It's called Rockin' Robin.
Treetop all the day long, hopping and a bopping and a singing his song. All the little birds on Jaybird Street love to hear the robin go tweet, tweet, tweet. Rockin' Robin, tweet, tweet, rockin' Robin, tweet, tweet. Blow Rockin' Robin, 'cause we really gonna rock tonight. Every little swallow, every chickadee, every little bird in the tall oak tree. The wise old loud, the big black crow, flap of their wings, sing and go, bird, go. Rockin' Robin, tweet, tweet, rockin' Robin, tweet, tweet. Go Rockin' Robin, 'cause we're really gonna rock tonight. Blow. A pretty little raven at the birdman stand taught him how to do the bop, and it was grand. They started going steady and bless my soul. He out-bopped the buzzard and the oriole. He rocks in the treetop all the day long, hopping and a bopping and a singing his song. All the little birds on Jaybird Street love to hear the robin go tweet, tweet, tweet. Rockin' Robin, tweet, tweet, rockin' Robin, tweet. Slow Rockin' Robin, 'cause we're really gonna rock tonight. Well, the pretty little raven at the birdman stand taught him how to do the bop, and it was grand. They started going steady and bless my soul. He out-bopped the buzzard and the oriole. He rocks in the treetop all the day long, hopping and a bopping and a singing his song. All the little birds on Jaybird Street love to hear the robin go tweet, tweet, tweet. Rockin' Robin, tweet. Rockin' Robin, slow Rockin' Robin, 'cause we're really gonna rock tonight.
Yeah, it's coming in at number 185 on the survey. May 1958, Bobby Day and the Uncredited Satellites there. Rockin' Robin, the name of the tune. That is coming in at number 185 with 55 points. That's on Leon Renee's Class label, those crappy styrene 45s. I went looking through my boxes. I had one on black vinyl, black label. It was a vinyl, and this one I found on the maroon label of vinyl. It's not mint, but it plays so much better than the styrene copy anyway. Let's move now to number 194. 184, also with 55 points. This group out of Queens, New York, initially they were a trio which included Dave Goddard, Larry Venata, and Gene McCarthy. They began performing at local dances, but were looking for a female voice to be their lead singer, and they discovered a gal. Her name is Lynn Nixon, and she sang lead on their debut single, which became the group's biggest hit, number 24 on Cashbox, number 21 on Billboard, and number 3 on WCOP in Boston, Massachusetts, coming in at number 184 on the survey from February 58. The Aqua Tones. The Aqua Tones on Lou Fargo's Fargo label. I'm sure many of you know this tune, a song called You. Hits here on the Relic Countdown there from February 1958. That's the debut single for the Aqua Tones. Aqua Tones on the Fargo label. Lynn Nixon, she's the lead singer. The song is called You, and that coming in at number 184 on the survey with 55 points. Now, for you collectors out there, check your copy of this 45. If yours says distributed by Ampar Records, that is actually the second press. The true first presses do not have that on the label. It's just a small little, I mean, it's still original, but I'm just talking about the first presses that came out. They couldn't handle the distribution, so Ampar or ABC Records had to get involved with distributing that 45. Anyway, we count down here. Number 183 on the survey is by this group out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. They were all minors when they first signed with Phoebe Records, so they were really not under contract to stay with the label, so they left Phoebe Records to sign with Mercury. But one of them was bound by his contract. He was the oldest of the group. His name was Crip Johnson, so he had to remain with Phoebe Records. But once the contract expired in December of 57, Crip would reunite with his group buddies at Mercury and sang lead on the group's final two releases on the Mercury record label, and this is their 7th and final release for Mercury that comes in at number 183 on the survey. Tune written by David Clowney, aka Dave Baby Cortez. Crip Johnson's on lead. This is number 183 from October 58, the Dell Vikings on the Mercury label. It's called How Could You? Great tune coming in at number 183 on the survey, October 1958. That's the final release for the Dell Vikings on the Mercury label. Crip Johnson on lead. How Could You is the name of that tune. You can see the strong influence of a lot of collectors on these songs, and I think by the time a Relic was taking in the ballots for the survey, a lot of people that were they liked the music, what they would hear on Top 40 radio, but if you never heard that song, then that is why the collectors voted on that one. You'll know the collector records here that get a lot of votes that only collectors would know, like maybe this one. I don't know if many people know this next record that comes in at number 182. This group from Chicago, Illinois, now in late 1946 through early 1950 had releases on the Aristocrat label. Other releases came out on Chess, and they signed with United Records in August of 52. There were some personnel changes when they got into the mid-1950s. Now in 1957 they had a release on Fraternity, but Making the Relic Survey is their next release. It came out in September of 1958 on the ABC Paramount subsidiary Apt label. Tune written by Leroy Kirkland and Rosemary McCoy. It features Cornell Wiley on lead. This came in at a number 182 with 56 points. September 58 release for the Dozier Boys. The Dozier Boys on the App label. It's called My Heart Is Yours at number 182.
land. Darling, my heart was yours. Though we may be a million miles apart, wherever you go, sweetheart, darling, my heart is yours. If you refuse to take it, it will break in two and lose the love I have inside for you and only you. My heart is yours, and it will always be until eternity. Darling, my heart is yours. Darling, my heart is yours.
That's number 182 on the survey from September 1958. The Dozier Boys, a later release by the Dozier Boys on Apt Records, My Heart Is Yours, features Cornell Wiley on lead, 56 points for that one at number 182. Let's move to 181 now with 57 points. This group out of Oakland, California, and they were performing in the Bay Area. They met up with Wally Cox, who became the agent for the group and got them a recording contract for the TV record label TEEVEE Records, and they put out this single, came out in the California area. Now it would get picked up here on the East Coast by Joe Carlton's Carlton label. I'm featuring the first press on TV. This was a number 6 record on KWBR in Oakland, California. It features Maury Williams on lead, coming in at number 181 from July 1958. Let's give a listen to Maury Williams and the Kids on TV Records. It's called You Are My Girlfriend.
Are you my girlfriend? I want to know now. Will you please tell me? It's been a long time ago. Can this be real or just a dream? Are you my girlfriend? Oh, I want to know now. Will you please tell me? It's been a long time ago.
That sounds like another record. Some other record is going around in my head on that song there. That is from July 1958, number 181 on the survey. Maury Williams and the Kids. I featured it on the TV record label. Are You My Girlfriend is the name of the tune, and you also can get that on the Carlton label. It's somewhere in the No Humidity basement there on Carlton. But their second release is much harder to find on the Luck label, and they play crappy too, called Time Runs Out, a great record they do, and that comes out multiple copies. I have all three copies. I'll have to, and there are different variations on it too. I'll have to play it for you here on maybe one Saturday night. Let's continue here with the survey. You know this group from Staten Island, New York, and they return to the survey at number 180 with 56 points. Now, we heard from them back at number 311 with the B-side to their big hit Little Star, song called Getting Dizzy, but this is number 180. It's actually the follow-up to Little Star. Their second of three for the Apt label. Features Vito Pacone on lead. This charted number 11 on KWBR in Oakland, California. Coming in at 57 points, number 180, The Elegance. The Elegance on Apt Records. Their tune is called Good Night.
Whoa, whoa, good night, my love, until tomorrow then. Good night, my love, until tomorrow when I hold you in my arms. Whoa, good night, whoa,
coming in at number 180 on the survey with 57 points. September 1958 on the Apt record label, song entitled Good Night. That's the follow-up to Little Star. That's Vito Pacone and the Elegance. And Gordy Freeman says they're still performing here. Vito Pacone did a free show last night at Coney Island. I saw them perform at the Westchester County Evening Dinner Theater. I think they went out of business after COVID. There was Larry Chance and the Earls, Vito Pacone and the Elegance, and one other group was there too. I forget. But sometimes it's hard for them to get their notes up there with their notes there. Listen, you got to understand, these are these people, they were singing as teenagers. Your voice doesn't stay the same. No, it does not. I know mine doesn't stay the same. Anyway, let's continue here on the countdown. And here's a great group out of Harlem, New York. They come in at number 179 on the survey. They had 18 releases on High Weiss's Old Town Records out of New York City. Their 13th comes in at number 179 with 58 points. It features the great lead singer Milton Love on lead from March 1958 at number 179, the great Solitaires on Old Town. Their tune is called No More Sorrows at number 179. That's Milton Love. Milton Love and the Solitaires coming in at number 179 on the survey with 58 points on High Weiss's Old Town record label. That's their 13th release from March 1958. No More Sorrows is the name of the tune. That great group that the Solitaires are, with both their lead singers, as the flip side of that 45 will return later on in the survey. Let's continue now with number 178, this girl group from the Bronx, New York. They are back here. We featured them earlier in the survey, number 267, with their song called Sure of Love, and then at number 186 with How Could You Call It Off. Here they are again with their 6th release on George Gollner's End record label. This song, written by Nate Nelson of the Flamingos. This is actually the follow-up to their song Sure of Love. It features Arlene Smith on lead, and this was actually a number one selection, a number one pick for Jay Goodman of Chestertown, Maryland. This came in with 58 points. One of my two favorites by the Chantels, July 58, the Chantels on End. It's called If You Try.
If you
Arlene Smith and the Chantels come in at number 178 with 58 points from July of 1958. That's on George Goldner's End record label. That's a number one pick. For Jay Goodman of Chestertown, Maryland, he voted for that to number one, a song called If You Try by the Chantels. I have that on a 78, really cool 78, kind of later 78s. It's harder to find the 78s from 1958 and 59, but I do have a nice mint 78 that I got from Glenn Fousel in a trade. He was working for Louis Silvani at the time, and I traded him 3 Beatle LPs for about 578, a little bit of cash too, but he says I got the better deal. It's unfortunate that Glenn is no longer with us, but anyway, let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show with the countdown. We go back to Detroit, Michigan for number 177 on the survey. Now, the lead singer of this group first recorded with the Quail Tones back in 1955. In addition, he also sang later on with the Satin Tones on the Motown label and the Pyramids on Cub Records. His name was Vernon Williams, and he was lead singer of this group. Actually, it's the group's debut single. First came out on the local Penthouse label out of Detroit. It would then be picked up by Joe Carlton's Carlton label. I showed you that Carlton release there. Nice mint copy of that 45. But I'm featuring the Penthouse release. This charted number 24 on WJBK in Detroit, Michigan. Coming in at number 177 with 58 points are the Royal Holidays. The Royal Holidays from June 58, featuring the first press on Penthouse Records with Vernon Williams on lead. It's called I'm Sorry, parentheses, I Did You Wrong.
I'm sorry.
They're out of Detroit, Michigan, coming in at number 177, the Royal Holidays. Royal Holidays with Vernon Williams on lead, June 58 release. On the Penthouse record label, I'm Sorry is the name of the tune. It's I'm Sorry I Did You Wrong. And also that comes out on the Carlton label. Their next release in 1959 came out on Herald Records, a song called Down in Cuba. Pretty cool, upbeat record for that one. Johnny G here on a Monday afternoon on YouTube. We're here from 1 p.m. Eastern Time till 3:30 Eastern Time, spinning the 1958 Relic survey. We are on number 178 now as we go out to Los Angeles, California. This group formed while attending Thomas Jefferson High School in Los Angeles. The members included Sherman Clark, James Bedford, Frederick Nance, and Robert Griffith, and Joe Ayers Jr. Now, does anybody out there know who Joe Ayers Jr. is? He later became a famous jazz vibranist. That's how you call it, vibranist. And was so instrumental in the acid jazz movement, which is a mixture of jazz combined with hip-hop and funk. That was later on, of course. And he was also coined as the godfather of neo-soul. Of course, that was much later, but at 17 years old, he was a member of this group, coming in at number 178. They were called the Poets. Now, this is on Charlie Flash Reynolds' Flash label from March of 1958 at number 176. These are the Poets. It's called Vowels of Love.
Ba-wa now 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 ba-wa now 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 ba-wa now 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 ba-wa now 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 ma 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 ba-wa now 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 love there. Yes, you just now heard it. Now, 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 now. Yeah, man.
There you go, coming in at number 178 on the 176 on the survey. March 1958 released the Poets on the Flash label, Vowels of Love. That was actually the B-side. I think the A-side is a song called Dead, a great Halloween record, novelty Halloween tune on the flip side here. Now, this is the group's only release. This record was issued on the Flash's sister label, also Pull Records, as it just says The Poets. I think that's probably a label misprint. They forgot the S on that, but that's a nice vinyl copy, so that's probably more desirable, at least for Johnny G. But I hate styrene records. I do. That one there, number 176 by the Poets from March of '58, The Vowels of Love. We continue here with the countdown on Johnny G's Vinyl Treasure Show. If you'd like to email Johnny G, send me an email at vinyltreasures@aol.com if you have any requests for the Saturday night show, 50s and early 60s. You can send it to me there. Also, on Wednesday night, I do an all-soul show, 1960s. So send me your requests to vinyltreasures@aol.com. We continue now with number 175. Now, after the four fellows on the Glory label dissolved, group members Larry Banks, along with Al Williams, an ex-Stranger member, Pringle Sims, and Milton Bennett, formed a group called The Companions, and their debut single comes in at number 175 on the survey with 61 points. This is on the Dove record label from October 1958. It features Milton Bennett on lead. These are The Companions on Dove. It's called Falling.
I'm falling, can't help it, dear. I started falling. The moment you came near, all of a sudden, there I was in love with you. Can't you hear me? I am calling. Down on my bended knees I started calling. Please put my heart at ease. I've given my soul to you. Now tell me what else can I do? Walked around with my head in the clouds, but lately, yes, lately I find that no matter what I do, I keep thinking of you, and I just can't keep you out of my mind. Please tell me you're falling. Fell for you, my darling, oh my darling. Tell me that you love me too, my darling, as I love you. Please tell me that you love me too, darling, as I love you.
That's coming in at number 175 on the survey from October 1958. A group called The Companions came out on the Dove record label. Falling is the name of the tune. Milton Bennett on lead. I bought that 45 from the late Chris Ciccone. I had that in his box a long time ago, sometime in the early 1990s. Now, the song written by Larry Banks, who would later add a female singer by the name of Bessie White, and she sang lead on their very next single. You May Know the Song came out on the Brooks label, I think also put out by Federal, also Federal released it. It's called I Didn't Know. Now, she would also marry Larry Banks and record as Bessie Banks And she had the original version of Go Now on the Tiger label, came out back in 1964, was a big hit for that UK group, the Moody Blues. They had a big hit with Go Now, but Bessie Banks did it first. Johnny G babbling on here for a Monday afternoon. Let's go to Newark, New Jersey for this next group. They come in at number 174 on the Relic survey. Now, the group's debut single was a song called I Wrote a Letter. Came out earlier in 1958 on the Chock Full of Hits label, and then it would be picked up by MGM Records. Now, MGM would put out their next release, which comes in at number 174 at 61 points, written by band leader Sammy Lowe and the lead singer of the group. His name is George Kerr. Let's go to May of 1958 at number 174. Give a listen to the Serenaders. The Serenaders on MGM. It's called Give Me a Girl at 174.
And I will never, oh no, no, never, ever, oh no, no, never walk alone. Give me a girl that I can
Those are the Serenaders coming in at number 174 on the survey. George Kerr, he's the lead singer, May 1958. Their second release for MGM Records, Give Me a Girl, is the name of the tune. Got to say hi to Barbara Moreau in the YouTube chat room. She rarely comes into Johnny G's show, but she's in today. Have to thank Barbara for coming into the show here. In 1959, they had another release on the Ray Cox record label. Later, other releases on Riverside and also on the Motown subsidiary VIP. Johnny G here on a Monday, spinning original vinyl 45s. We do it all the time here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. If you're new to the program, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Tell your friends about it. Nobody else does this entertainment that I do here. So thank you all for tuning in tonight, or today in the afternoon, and especially those of you tuned in over in the UK. I know Indrajit, he's tuned in, and also Tony Crosby just came in to the chat room. Let's continue here with number 173 as we go out to Los Angeles, California. It's by the Shills. Their monster hit of 1958 was they had a big hit, a cover of the Slades song You Cheated, but I would bet that that song makes it onto the survey later on in the countdown. But this is the follow-up to You Cheated. It's another cover. This tune first recorded by the Youngsters on the Empire label back in 1956. Now, for you collectors out there, the true first press of this was issued on Dot Records. They put it out in October of 1958. Then in December, it came out on the Tender label, probably distributed out on the West Coast area. But anyway, let's go to October 1958. It features Frankie Irvin on lead at number 173. Let's give a listen to the Shills on Dot with the song I'm Sorry Now. The Shills.
I'm sorry now for breaking my vow. Darling, please forgive and forget. I'll make it up somehow. I need you so much more than you know. Won't you please give me one more chance? I'll never let you go. I'm sorry if I made you cry over me. I'm sorry if I broke your heart. I know I was wrong, and now I can see that I was to blame from the start. I promise you, from now on I'll be true. Darling, say you still want me, and then you'll never be sorry again. Never again. No, never again.
There you go. Those are the Shields there. Shields coming in at number 173 on the survey from October 1958. Frankie Irvin, he's the lead singer. I'm Sorry Now. Featured it on the Dot record label. That's their follow-up to You Cheated with 58 points there. I'm Sorry Now. Johnny G continuing here. On the survey, number 172 scored 62 points. And this was a number one selection for Ken Lieber of Hackensack, New Jersey. Now, this group related to the four fellows that recorded for the Triborough record label. But the thing is, this song never should have made the survey. I know sometimes, there's might be an issue with an overlap from 1957 into 1958. But this record should really not have been on the survey, because this was recorded May 15th of 1956 for Morty Craft's Selma record label. So this really should have been included on the 1956 ballot. So that is a 2-year error with this release here. But the group is called the Victorians. Now, their first release came out on the Saxony label back in January of 1956. This is their second release. Originally came out October of 1956. It features Bobby Thompson on lead, and it was a number one selection by Ken Lieber of Hackensack, New Jersey, but this should have been in the 1956 ballot. These are the Victorians on Selma Records. It's called Wedding Bells.
Wedding bells in the chapel, all the wonders that they bring. How my heart is filled with music every time that they ring. There's two hearts in the chapel with a dream that's been fulfilled. And a lifetime together. Is there's love to build? Said the sweetest thing. The magic that they do. Every time it rings, these hands come true. Wedding bells in the chapel. How I love their melody. For today in the chapel, they'll be ringing for me. Those bells, they'll be ringing for me. Ringing for me.
That is a great tune there, but that voted number 1 by Ken Lieber of Hackensack, New Jersey. But it shouldn't have been in the 58 survey. That should have been in the 1958 ballot there of October 56. I'm sorry, 56 ballot. October 56 release, the Victorians. The Victorians on Morty Craft's Selma record label. Wedding Bells is the name of the tune. Bobby Thompson is on lead there. That's their second release. Their first came out on the, on the Saxony label. That is another great record that they do, and not easy to find either. Let's continue here on Vinyl Treasures, and we go to number 171. Not much known about this group. Coming in at number 171 with 63 points. They're probably out of New York, but this record became more popular much after its original release, because this record first came out in March of 1958, was played by a number of disc jockeys in New York, in Philadelphia, and also in Pittsburgh. Now, DJ Alan Fredericks played it on his Night Train show. So did Porky Chedwick in Pittsburgh, and also Slim Rose played this on his program. Slim Rose, owner of Times Square Records, and this record became big again in 1960. Became so many people wanted to buy this record that the Pittsburgh-based Fenway label put it out again in 1960, and it charted locally also in 1960. Then when Jerry Blavat began spinning the record in 63, Atlantic reissued it. So it also came out on Atlantic, but coming in at number 171 on the original label, All Star Records, at 63 points. These are the Versatones. Versatones from March 58 on All Star Records. It's called Baila.
Oh,
you go. There you go. That's coming in at number 171 on the survey with 63 points. March 1958 release. Those are the Versatones. The Versatones on the All-Star record label. Baila is the name of the tune. I showed you the the Fenway label, and also I showed you the Atlantic release there. The flip side's interesting too. It's called Tight Skirt. What is it? Tight Skirt, Tight Sweater, I think, which also did get some airplay too. Yeah, Tight Skirt and Tight Sweater. Who wears tight skirts and sweaters now? I don't know. Anyway, let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. We are doing the countdown here, and we go back out to the West Coast for entry number 170. I really like I think I voted for this song, not number one though. I like this song too. The group has been a mystery over the years, so I drilled down on the writer credit of on the record here. Buddy Lee, he wrote both sides of this disc, and I think he's the lead singer with this group, as he would resurface in 1962 with releases on the Scowina and Brunswick labels. But I love the floating tenor on this song here, coming in at number 170. The group is called the Plaids. The Plaids, it's on the Liberty label from October 58, coming in at number 170. The song is called Hungry for Your Love. The Plaids. Cool tune there by the Plaids from October 1958. That's coming in at number 170 on the survey on the Liberty record label. Hungry for Your Love is the name of the tune. There are stock copies of this on the Green Liberty label that are around, but I bought that a long time ago from a John Tefteller auction when he used to auction on what is it, Discovery or Gold Mine, I forget, one of those two magazines that I used to get. I used to get them both, used to do bids on records, and I didn't have a lot of money back then, but if I won the record, it was cool, and I won that one. Anyway, let's move to entry number 169. It's that girl group again from the Bronx, New York. They return. I'm talking about the Chantels, and it's the flip side. the flip side of entry number 267, their fifth release on George Gallner's N record label. We played Sure of Love at number 267. This is the flip side, co-written by the lead singer, Miss Arlene Smith. This charted number 13 on WGES in Chicago, Illinois. We go to June of 1958. The Chantels on the N label. It's called Pray at number 169.
I'm just a lonely girl in love. When I pray, one that I love, I fall on my knees, Lord above. I'm hoping He'll listen to my prayer for love. Lonely girl in love. He doesn't love me, not at all. He built my hopes just to let them fall. I'm hoping You'll hear my prayer for love. Dear Lord, to You I am praying. Here on my knees, listen to what I'm saying. Send me someone to love. Oh, when I pray, one that I love, I fall on my knees, Lord above. I'm hoping He'll answer my prayer for love. I'm just a lonely girl in
That's the sound of Arlene Smith and the Chantels, coming in at number 169 on the survey from June of 1958. Song entitled Pray, that one there on George Gallner's N record label. I showed you the types of variations in the labels on N records. The one that I played here, this is a West Coast press. Easy to, I know some of you might not be able to tell the difference, but there is this record, there's the West Coast press. The style isn't really the greatest on that. I prefer the vinyl copies on the East Coast, which I showed you, and also came out on a gray and a white label. So lots of variations. And if you're a collector like Johnny G, I am a completist. So I look for those variations and put them in my collection. But anyway, great tune there by the Chantels. I'm sure they will return later on the survey. We go to entry number 168, brings back lots of memories of your host Johnny G listening to the Gus Gossard show. It was in high school at the time, and he would play this song almost every week, I would have to say. This group out of New Haven, Connecticut. This is on Marty Kugel's Click record label, coming in at number 168 with 65 points. It features Sal Tramucci on lead. This is from May of 1958. These are the Nobles on the Click label. It's called Poor Rock and Roll at number 168. far. Let's have some fun.
He cried, but didn't do no good. For only rock and rollers could have understood. No more shot-a-da-da. If you fight the score, come on, rock and roller, get out off the floor.
We can have some fun. Yeah, I remember hearing that on the Gus Gossard show there. Cool tune there. Coming in at number 168 on the survey, May 1958, release for the Nobles, Marty Kugel's Click record label. Poor Rock and Roll is the name of the tune, coming in with 65 points. It's moved to number 167, and this is probably a song that should have been included in the 1957 survey, but it was put on the 1958 ballot. It's the group's only release on Don Robey's Duke record label. The song written by the lead singer of the group, his name is John Littleton. John Littleton on lead. The group backing him up, they're called the Capistranos. It's with Alex Sample and his orchestra, coming in at number 167 with 65 points, released in November of 1957. John Littleton and the Capistranos. It's called Now Darling on the Duke label.
Now, darling, you know I want you, and I'm really in love with you. But you've gone and left me, baby. Tell me, what am I going to do? Nighttime is the right time for you and I to make some love. But you've gone and left me, baby, and I have no lovey-dove. Well, you're the reason for the way I'm feeling. You're the reason for my misery. You're the reason for so much sorrow. Now, darling, what am I going to do? Oh, darling, you know it's true that I'm really in love with you. But you've gone and left me, baby. Tell me, what am I going to do? But you've gone and left me, baby. Tell me, what am I going to do? Tell me, what am I going to do?
Coming in at number 167 on the survey with 65 points, John Littleton and the Capistranos. That's on Don Robey's Duke Records out of Houston, Texas. Song entitled Now Darling came out originally November 1957, so that should have been really on the 1957 ballot, not the 1958, but still a great record there. It truly is. Johnny G's spinning 45s. Let's continue with entry number 166 with 65 points. And these brothers, they hail from Cincinnati, Ohio. First recording for the Teenage record label back in 1957. Then they signed with George Golner's Empire. And this song that made it at number 166 first came out in August of 1957, came out on Goldner's Mark X label. It would be re-released in June of 58, hence legitimately it should be included on the ballot for 1958. This is on Goldner's Cindy label, which for some reason the Cindy press goes for a lot more money than the Mark X press. So don't ask me why, but it features 16-year-old Ronald Isley on lead. He also wrote the tune, coming in at number 166 with 65 points from June 58. Let's give a listen to the Isley Brothers. The Isley Brothers on Cindy Records. It's called Don't Be Jealous. Coming in at number 166 on the survey, early Isley Brothers. Isley Brothers there. They originally released in August of 57 on the Mark X label, but this released June 58 on George Goldner's Cindy record label. Of course, Ronald Isley on lead, the Isley Brothers with Don't Be Jealous. Cool tunes here on a Monday. Johnny wishes it was Saturday. No, I do not yet. But this is a Monday evening. Thank you all for tuning into the program today. If you enjoy what you're hearing, please give Johnny G a thumbs up. Also, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Tell your friends about it. Nobody does this. Nobody does what Johnny G does, and I enjoy doing it. That's why I do it. This is really the only time I get to play my records, and especially all these records from 1958. They are as old as your host today. But let's continue here with number 165. And this is probably another song that should have been excluded from the survey. This record should have been on the 1959 ballot, but it's here on the 58 ballot, and it's a good one. It's out of Memphis, Tennessee. It's the first of two they recorded on the Stomper Time record label, and they're called Willie Mitchell with the Four Kings. Now, some collectors always thought that Willie Mitchell is the lead singer on this, but no, he is really the band leader. The lead singer on this is Donald Bryant, and he also wrote the tune. This is coming in at number 165. This is a rare 45, not as rare as their second one, but it is rare. Oh, but this is their first one, which is rare, from September 1959, not from 58. Willie Mitchell with the Four Kings, Donald Bryant on lead. It's on Stomper Time Records. It's called Walking at Your Will at number 165.
When you are talking, my heart stands still. When you are walking at your will. But the tears from her eyes, darling, it made me realize when you are walking at your will. Walking at your will. Darling, I remember, yes, sweetheart, the day we met in the park. When you told me, yes, sweetheart, that there was something that you had for me deep down in your heart. But the tears from her eyes, darling, it made me realize when you are walking at your will. Walking at your will.
There you go, the sound of the Four Kings there. Coming in at from September 1959. This should have been included in the 1959 survey, but still a great record, you have to say. But there you go, Willie Mitchell with the Four Kings coming in at number 165 on Stomper Time, Walking at Your Will. And the lead singer on that, his name is Donald Bryant. Now, he would go on to have a successful solo career, had releases, I think, on the High label, Memphis label High Records. Johnny G here on a Monday afternoon. We're counting down records from 1958 as voted by collectors back in 1998. And these, I'm playing the top 315. We are at number 164 as we go to Connecticut for this group. This time, New Haven, Connecticut, and all these members of this group all attended Hill House High School in New Haven. Initially recording for the Anko label back in 1957, and this is the group's final release. Came out on the Elmont record label, co-written by the lead singer of the group. His name is Dave Fisher. This is from July of 1958, coming in at number 164 on the survey with 64 points. These are the Academics on Elmont Records. It's called Something Cool at number 164.
Hey man, I don't dig this.
something that's really live.
Nothing too bad and nothing too sad.
Just a little something that'll make you glad when bop, 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 dip,
Well, I saw a girl walking down the street. I wouldn't call her pretty, I wouldn't call her sweet. I just call her something cool. So cool. She said, "Love, Daddy, be my love, love you, darling, my sugar dove. You know you're something cool. So cool."
well,
Oh yes, baby, I love you so. I don't mean maybe, well, I never let you go. Oh yeah, yeah. Come on, darling, my sugar bun. You know you're something cool. So cool. Oh yes, baby, I love you so. I don't mean maybe, well, I never let you go. Oh yeah, yeah. Come on, darling, my honey bun. You know you're something cool. So cool.
dip, 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 dip. Dip, 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 dip.
That's coming in at number 164 on the survey with 66 points. July 58, the final release for the Academics. It's on the Elmont record label. Something Cool is the name of the tune there. Now, the lead singer on that, Dave Fisher, would leave the group and attend Wesleyan College in Middletown, Connecticut, where he formed a folk group called The Highwaymen. They signed with United Artists Records. You may know their biggest hit, a song called Michael Row the Boat Ashore. That is the lead singer, Dave Fisher, that is on lead on that Highwaymen single. Anyway, Johnny G here, spinning 45s. Let's continue to entry number 163. Now, this is another record that probably should have been included in the 1959 ballot. You can't really, Kreider's book is not 100% correct. Lots of mistakes on that book. So I think you got to cross-check a lot of sources if you're going to use the Kreider book for anything, even if you're going to use it for your own collection, if you file by year, etc. You got to be careful with that. I know I would have been, but this is from 1959. This record, it was recorded for Cub Records or I should say, probably for Jerry Winston's Onyx label, recorded December 23rd of 1958. That was the recording date, but it was released in January of 59. This group from Harlem, New York, they originally started on Herman Lubinsky's Savoy label back in October 53, also recorded as the Singing Wanderers on the Decca label. Then they signed with Onyx Records in 1957, and finally on Cub Records. And this is their third of 10 on the Cub label. It features the voice of Ray Pollard on lead. January 59 release, coming in at number 163 on the survey. These are the Wanderers on Cub. The song is called Please at number 163.
Ear to my pleas, lend a ray of cheer to my pleas. Tell me that you love me too. Oh, please, let me hold you tight in my arms. I could must I play the role of a gloomy Romeo? Oh, please, please say you're not intending to tease. Speed to the happy ending and please tell me that you love me too. Keep me guessing, but you'll find I possess a one-track mind. Oh, please.
That's the sound of Ray Pollard and the Wanderers. January 1959 release on the Cub record label. Please, coming in at number 163 on the survey. We continue here. Number 170. It is a flip side of number 162 is a flip side of number 170. We heard from this great group out of Harlem, New York, the Solitaires, featured No More Sorrows at number 170. The flip side comes in at number 162 with 68 points. And this is on High Weiss's Old Town record label. This is their 13th release. Now, this features the other great lead singer of the Solitaires. He actually wrote the song. His name is Herman Dunham, also known as Herman Curtis. He went by both names. And both two great leads for the Solitaires, Herman Dunham, a.k.a. Herman Curtis, or Milton Love, either way. But this one's from March of 1958, coming in at number 162, the flip side of No More Sorrows on Old Town Records. It's called Walkin' and Talkin' at number 162.
Yes, I'm walking. Whoa, 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 whoa. Ooh, just talking. And I pray, dear, there'll be no one else. I'm in misery.
That's the great sound of the Solitaires. Herman Dunham, a.k.a. Herman Curtis, on lead there, number 162 from March 1958. Walkin' and Talkin' on High Weiss's Old Town record label. I remember finding that 45. I had one copy I featured earlier, and this was my lesser condition copy that I found in the wild. Always fun to be a record collector and finding records in the wild for a quarter or a dime or a nickel or whatever you want to call it, to finding this stuff. It's just really cool to do that, especially if you don't know anything about the record. And at the time, I didn't know anything about this group, but it just sounded so good. Coming in at number 162, the Solitaires. Let's go to entry number 161 with 69 points, and another great group that recorded for over 30 years. They're from Harvey, Illinois, initially recording as the El Rays for the Checker label, but then they crossed the street to sign with Vivian Carter's VJ record label, and they changed their name to the Dells. They had 17 releases for VJ Records between 1955 and 1965. This is their 10th release, coming in at number 161 on the survey. Released in November of 1958. It features Marvin Jr. on lead. Let's give a listen to the Dells at number 161 on VJ. It's called My Best Girl, the Dells.
My best girl is gone, and I must live on. My best girl, my best girl. Job is so very hard. If not asking too much, I need the touch of someone close to my heart. First thing I find all through the night. Blame everyone for what I've done. My best girl, oh, my girl is gone. My best girl is
grainy presses. Some of those VJ records pressed with recycled vinyl. You don't want that's the worst, recycled vinyl, but unfortunately that was the case with some of the VJ presses there. Those are the Dells coming in at 161 from November 1958 with 69 points. Marvin Jr. and the Dells on the VJ label, My Best Girl. So many great songs for the Dells. It was unfortunate that we lost Marvin Jr., the founding member of that group, on May 29th of 2013. He was 77 years old, died from complications of kidney failure and a weak heart. But we remember him here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Let's continue here with entry number 160 with 69 points. Another great group out of Harlem, New York. They recorded, what do I have here? 6 releases on Paul Winley's Winley record label. Their third release makes it at number 160. Yeah, but this is the intended B-side of their third release. The A-side was called The Plea. They covered the Chantels tune, but the flip side makes it at number 160. It features Adam Jackson on lead from January 58 at number 160. The Jesters on the Winley label. The song is called Oh Baby.
Oh baby, wow wow wow, oh baby, wow wow wow, oh baby, wow wow wow, baby, wow wow wow, 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 oh baby, don't try to get away from me. Don't try to get away from me. I'm yours, pretty baby, and I guess I'll always be. Oh, 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 baby, I'm trying to make love to you. Oh, 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 baby, I'm trying to make love to you. If you leave me, baby, I'll try to charity.
B-sides here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. That's the B-side to the Plea by the Jesters, coming in at number 160 there. Adam Jackson on lead. The Oh Baby, the name of the tune on Paul Winley's Winley record label, as we continue here with the countdown. Let's go to entry number 159, coming in with 69 points here. This is on Stan Feldman and Ed Portnoy's Ivy record label. This would be picked up by Brunswick Records in 1959, but initially this record released in December of 1958. This charted what I have here, charted regionally. Doesn't say the number here, Charlene. Charted on KPHO 9:10 a.m. in Phoenix, Arizona. The group is called The Ivies. The Ivies, coming in at number 159 from December 58, featuring it on Ivy Records. That's the group named after the label. The Ivies on the Ivy label. The song is called Sunshine.
It's the song that you sing and the smile that you wear that makes the sun shine everywhere. I need you, must have you, I love you. You're my sunshine. It's the way that you sigh when you're in my embrace. Darling, no one could ever take your place. I need you, must have you, I love you. You're my sunshine. A love like yours is oh so rare. Your sweet kiss is all I long to share. Believe me, it's the soft, tender word and your sympathy, the little thoughtful thing you do for me. Need you, must have you, I love you. You're my sunshine.
I need you, must have you, I love you. My sunshine.
We'll send that one out to Johnny L in our YouTube chat room. He likes that tune there by the Ivies. December 1958, coming in at number 159 with 69 points on the survey on the Ivy label. A song entitled Sunshine, and also was released, I think, in early 59 on the Brunswick label. I found that out in the wild here in the in Westchester County, New York, that record. So maybe we got some airplay here locally here in New York City. Anyway, we continue here on the countdown here. We'll be going till about 3:30 or so on the program. And coming in at number 158 on the survey, this group is out of Cambridge, Massachusetts, and they have this one release that came out on the Decca record label. They recorded this in March, on March 31st of 1958, and Decca released it on September 1st of 1958. The tune written by the lead singer of the group, his name is Melvin Walton, coming in with 70 points at number 158. These are the 5 Shillings. The 5 Shillings coming in at number 158 from September 58 on Decca. It's called Letter to an Angel.
Boo doo doo da la la da la la la.
As I sit here alone and blue, I can think of no one but you. Honey, I remember all the wonderful times we had together, the beauty of your love, the great and priceless years gone by. This in mind, I sit here and cry. Why, as I sit in this darkest room, can I not visualize you before me? That alone is pain. with a fever, it drives me mad. Is there an end to all this? Will I once more have your lips to kiss, just to see you again was all I asked.
Group called the Five Shillings. The Five Shillings, September 1958 release, coming in at number 158 on the survey with 70 points. On Decca Records, Letter to an Angel is the name of that tune there. Let's continue here. Let's go to number 157. This is the debut single for this group from Queens, New York. They had originally four releases on Sid Nathan's Deluxe record label, and another four that were reissues out of the Deluxe catalog because of promotion of Times Square Records and owner Slim Rose, or others possibly helping with that. But Slim Rose so instrumental with many of these labels, and others instrumental with these record companies reissuing their material from the 1950s. And this is from April of 1958, coming in at number 157 on the survey with 70 points. And it features Larry Pendergrass on lead. This is the debut single for the Chanters. This charted number 3 on WNOP in Newport, Kentucky from April 58. The Chanters on Deluxe, entry number 157. It's called My Darling. Whoops.
Darling, if you love me,
won't you tell me so?
My darling, why did you go away and leave me standing right in the stay? I need you, darling, right by my side. If you love me, why don't you tell me so and tell me now? Before it's time to go, I need you, darling, right by my side. People think of
side.
If you love me, why don't you tell me so and tell me now? Before it's time to go, I need you, darling.
Kitty Leeds here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. That one there, the debut single for a group called the Chanters. They're out of Queens, New York. Featured Larry Pendergrass on lead. That's their debut single from April 58, coming in at number 157. Sid Nathan's deluxe record label. That's 70 points for that song there. I remember hearing that on oldies radio back when I was a teenager. They used to play it on all the stations here in New York. As we continue here with the countdown, how about Christmas in July? I find it unusual, though, that people would vote for the Christmas record. I don't know, maybe not so. I know I wouldn't do it, but it doesn't mean it's a bad record. That is for sure. But this is entry number 156, received 71 points. This group is from Washington, D.C. They first recorded for ABC Paramount Records back in 1957 with a song called My Brother. Then they signed with B. Tibbetts' Bail label, B-A-L label. And I think this label was also co-owned by the band leader on this single. His name is Al White. He was also a co-owner of the label. Now, they released two on the Bail label. This is their second, and it's a Christmas tune. So we're going to say Christmas in July. I think one of the Sirius stations did that at one time, if I'm not mistaken. But this comes in at number 156 on the Relic survey from December 1958. December 1958 with 71 points. It features Joe Ruth on lead. These are the Cool Breezers. The Cool Breezers on the Bail label. It's called Let Christmas Ring at number 156.
Lift up your voices and sing. Let all the joy in you ring. For wishes that's been granted and blessings that were sent. The happiness Christmas home is for the young and old. The time is bright for all alike. Lift up your voice and sing. The toys, the joys, little light out of sight. Memory, a symphony makes Christmas all night. Oh, sing, sing, sing. Let him know you care. Ring, ring. Lift up your voices. Let Christmas
Christmas in July coming in at number 156 from December 1958. 71 points for the Cool Breezers. Joe Ruth on lead, the Cool Breezers on the Baila label. That is their second release on Baila Records. Song entitled Lead Christmas Ring. I don't know if that's probably the only Christmas song to make it on the survey, but very interesting that because it's only played this. I mean, not that I play Christmas records all the time. I mean, I won't do that. I'll play it around the holiday time as you get in the spirit of that. But I find it interesting that, but it made it up with 71 points. So something happened there with that record. Anyway, let's continue here. Let's go to entry number 155. This one also came in with 71 points. This group is out of California. This is on the Freedom label. They're called The Four Dots. The tune written by Jewel Akins. Yes, the same Jewel Akins that had The Birds and the Bees, a big number one, maybe number one hit, I think, possibly on the what is that label? Era Records. Yeah, big hit for him in 65. But no, yeah, I mentioned that here. But this label features, it says on the label, featuring Jerry Stone and Jewel Akins, so dual leads on this. And Eddie Cochran supposedly is playing guitar on this. But this is from December of 1958, entry number 155 with 71 points. A great song by The Four Dots on Freedom. It's called Pleading for Your Love. The Four Dots.
Oh, Lord, what shall I do? Now you're gone, our love is through. Now I'm pleading for your love.
Sounds of California here on the Relic Countdown there. The Four Dots coming in at number 155 with 71 points. December 58 release. Pleading for Your Love is the name of that one on the Freedom label. Eddie Cochran supposedly playing the guitar on that one. Very cool record, and I always love that tune here. Johnny G here on a Monday afternoon. We're here from 1 to 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time here. Right now, this is my added show in the afternoon. Wanted to be able to include a live feed for the UK listeners when I'm on at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. They're all sleeping except for two of my UK listeners, at least that I know of. That is Tony Crosby and also East End Mark. They usually come into the chat room, but we're live here on a Monday afternoon, and we're counting down the Relic survey as voted by collectors back in 1998. You would get a ballot and you'd mail it into the Relic record shop. They accumulate your top, I don't know what it was, 20 picks, and they would they had a point system there, and that's how they came out with the survey. And they would mail out the results, and I think the R&B Review would count down. I think they were doing the top 100, but I think they only did 50 for the 1958 survey. But I started at number 315. We are now at entry 154. And this is actually a flip side, as number 258 was a song called Just a Shoulder to Cry On, as done by the High Fives, and their group out of Garfield, New Jersey. So the flip side, or I think this is possibly the A side of the record, makes it at number 154. And this is their second of 3 on the Decca label. It features Dave Brigatti on lead. And Dave Brigatti, of course, is the older brother of Eddie Brigatti, who was a member of the Young Rascals. But this is from May of 1958, coming in at number 154 on Decca Records. The name of the tune is called Dorothy at number 154, the High Fives.
Yep. Flip me, baby.
Dorothy, my love. Dorothy, please don't break my heart. Dorothy, let's not give the word. Don't walk out on me. Our love was meant to be.
Dorothy, whirl me, baby.
Dorothy, my love. I love you. You love me. That's the way it ought to be.
Oh, flip, flip it, dip, dip, dip.
Dorothy, your sweet lips are mine. Dorothy, this is sweet as wine. I thrill to your touch. I love you so much.
Dorothy, Dorothy,
Dorothy, my love.
Send me, baby.
Dorothy, my love. I love you. You love me. That's the way it ought to be.
Send bed, flip it, dip, dip, dap.
Dorothy, your sweet lips are mine. Dorothy, this is sweet as wine. I thrill to your touch. I love you so much.
Dorothy, Dorothy,
Dorothy, my love.
That's coming in at entry number 154 on the survey. May 1958 release for the High Fives. That's their second of 3 on the Decca record label. Dorothy is the name of the tune. Dave Brigatti, the lead singer on that. We got a twin spin here on the Decca record label, coming in at entry 153 with 73 points. This is their first... This is their second release. Their second release on the Decca record label from January of 1958. And let's see here. Looking on this write-up, Charlene. There you go. Okay, Prentice Moreland supposedly is the lead singer on this. He previously sang with the Dewdroppers, the Dominoes, and the Colts on Antler. And that was before he joined this group called The Fortunes, coming in at number 153 from January 58 on Decca. The song is called Who Cares? These are The Fortunes at number 153.
Who cares if you look at someone new, and he is awfully nice to you. Who cares? I do. I do, I do, I do, I do, I do, I do. Who cares? If your kisses I don't share, I don't share. If you never say you care, sweetheart, I do. I do, I do, I do, I do. I could never live without your love. You are all I'm dreaming of. Believe me, who cares? If you say I love you so, more than you will ever know. Who cares? I do. I do, 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 I do. Those are the Fortunes. The Fortunes on the Decca label, coming in at number 153 from January 58, song entitled Who Cares? And hopefully you care as I'm spinning these 45s. Thank you all for being here this afternoon. Hope you're digging on these tunes here as the playlist is set for me to do this. I want to mention, Mike Sape mentioned in the chat room that George Lavatelli, he made available 4 cassette tapes with the top 100 of the survey that I guess you could, send a couple dollars in to get that. I don't know how much it costs, but Mike says that he kind of made some comments on some of the records that were on the survey. So if you have those tapes, those cassette tapes, it would be really cool to do that. I remember that's so long ago, 1998, that those tapes, I think they did it for all the surveys if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, we continue here. We'll do a couple more records here before we sign off here for today. Entry number 152 is the debut single for these gals from Passaic, New Jersey. This one first released in January 58 on Florence Greenberg's Tiara label. I showed you my Tiara press. It's not really in nice shape, so unfortunately I don't want to feature that one. It's too worn, so it would be that she didn't have the capability, that being Florence Greenberg, to handling distribution of that 45, so she contracted with Decca Records to put it out, and they did in March of 58. It was their first of 3 for the Decca label. We go to March of 1958, coming in at number 152, the debut single for the Shirelles. The Shirelles on the Decca label. It's called I Met 'Em on a Sunday. This is our triple play on Decca.
Do run, de run, Papa, do run. De run, Papa, do run. De run, Papa, do. Oh, well, I met him on a Sunday. Oh, and I missed him on Monday. Oh. Tuesday, oh, well, I dated him on Wednesday, oh, and I kissed him on Thursday, oh,
Saturday. I said bye bye baby. Deep down in the run, Papa. Deep down in the run, Papa. Deep down in the run, Papa. Well, I kissed him on Thursday. And he didn't come Friday. When he showed up Saturday. I said bye bye baby.
Coming in at number 152, I'm getting a copyright issue on this one. They're letting me know, heads up, we've detected copyright audio in your stream. There you go. That's the first one I got so far today. Anyway, March 1958, release on the Decca label, originally released in January of 58 on Tiara. Those are the Shirelles, all taking turns singing lead there. Coming in at number 152, I Met Him on a Sunday. That one there on Decca Records. And Florence Greenberg, she would form her Scepter label, and the Shirelles would have 36 releases on Scepter Records from late 58 through 1966, I think. Feature them often on my 60s show on Wednesday nights. Let's continue here. 2 more 45s to go before we sign off here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. We go to entry number 151. They 75 points for this song here. This group from Brooklyn, New York, recorded for Ben Smith's Extra record label. This is their second release on the Extra label. It features Johnny Marcy on lead, Kitty Leeds here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Came out in February of 58. They're called the Young Tones. The Young Tones on Extra at number 151. Their tune is called Patricia.
You're my girl. I've gone out with many girls, but they're all the same. Just one stands out in my mind,
but I can't remember her name.
Her name could be maybe Sue, even be Felicia. Oh yes, I remember now
that her name's Patricia.
Patricia, her heart is busting at the seam. Oh, Patricia, you're the one girl of my dream. Oh, Patricia, you just don't know how much it means to have you in my arms. I'll keep looking all the time till one day I'll meet you. If you say that you'll be mine,
I do, Patricia. I do, Patricia.
Patricia. Oh, Patricia. Oh, Patricia. Oh, Patricia. Oh, Patricia. Oh, Patricia. Oh, Patricia.
That's coming in at number 151 on the survey there from February 1958. 75 points on that one there for Johnny Marcy and the Young Tones on Ben Smith's Extra record label, song entitled Patricia. He did lead on the first two releases on Extra Records. The last one that they did, I think a song that I first heard on the Gus Gossard show, a song called Can I Come Over? That was Ronald Jackson on lead for that one. That was Adam Jackson's brother, but that was in 1959, I think. But anyway, but that's going to do it for Johnny G and the Vinyl Treasure Show. I want to thank you for joining Johnny G, listening to the Relic Survey of 1958. This is going to be an ad hoc show here. We're still counting down the show here. It's getting a big response here, so thank you all for tuning into that. I was just happy to have all the records on original. That's the hard thing to do. But anyway, if you have any requests for other shows, that being on Saturday night or the Wednesday night show, which is a 60s soul show, you can send them to me at vinyltreasures@aol.com. If I have the 45, I'll be able to play it. And I'm going to look for some for Tony Crosby. He is into the soul show. That's his cup of tea. So I'm going to look at those for those requests. I have them. They're just in my mess down in the no humidity basement. But thank you all for tuning in today. Thank you, Charlene, again for all your help. I couldn't do the show without Charlene's help. She maintains a database for me of all the songs that I play here on the program, and she helps me with the research and the dates, etc. So thank you all for tuning in. I'll be back next Monday as we continue with the countdown, but we're going to close the show with entry number 150 that came in with 76 points. Interesting thing, this is on the Date label. Date Records was co-owned by actor Burt Lancaster. He also owned part of the publishing on this single, but I have no info on this group. They're called the Temples. The Temples came out in April of 1958 at number 150 on the survey. The Temples on Date. It's called Whispering Campaign. Tell your friends about Johnny G's campaign here on Monday afternoon. We're here from 1 to 3. I'll be back here on Wednesday, beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 9 to midnight on Oldies and More Radio. We'll be I'll be doing the stream there and also live here on YouTube. And again, Saturday night, beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 1950s and early 60s. And I play those records by year. So there you go. So tune into that if you're into group harmony like so many of you listeners are. Well, that's it, folks. Time for lunch for me. I'll see you next time right here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Here are the Temples with Whispering Campaign. So long, everybody.
Oh, whispering campaign, please believe that I adore you. When you don't, it brings me pain. Don't you listen to the gossip of a whispering campaign. Whispering campaign. Yes, I had some other dates, dear, but they all have been in vain. All they done is start the gossip of a whispering campaign. Whispering campaign. Don't believe in what you hear, dear. Most of the time it's never true. Just believe the real thing, the real thing. I belong to you. So let's show them we're together, and their loss will be our gain.
whispering camp.